Hello, this is our weekly update for the week of January 18th through the week of January 25th, 2026. And unfortunately, this will be our last weekly update for this basketball season because Friday is our last official day of basketball when we do our family potluck and gear turn in. So thank you for watching these and paying attention to these. I hope that you found them helpful. So practice this week. We don't have practice any days this week. Remember Monday, no school, no practice for the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. federal holiday. So we will not be having practice on Monday. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, we have our postseason tournament. So Tuesday, we will be playing at 4 p.m. I'll show you that a little bit later. Wednesday will be to be determined. Thursday, since we don't have any more games, that's going to be a day without practice so that we can make sure we're getting uniforms washed, getting all the pieces located, getting everything together. So that way Friday we have everything for our family potluck and gear turn in. So that gives us a day to just focus on that and not have to worry about doing anything with practice. So games this week, please note we have 2 games this week. They are both A-team games only, so we will just be playing 2 games, not a total of 4. There's no B game. This is an A tournament, but we will try as much as possible to get girls into the tournament, depending on scores and how it's looking. So Tuesday is an A-team home game versus Lakeview at the Perch, and that's at 4 p.m. So we have the early game at 4 p.m. Wednesday will be a home game at the Perch as well. However, the time and opponent will be determined based on what happens on Tuesday. So once again, game Tuesday, game Wednesday. So as far as games, this screen is pretty important. Most of this you can disregard. This was sent out by the athletic director, but this is the part that I want us to focus in on. So please note that unlike regular season games, since this is considered a postseason tournament by MSHSAA, there is an admission fee. It is $3 per day for adults, $1 per day for students, and I want to say that children either 4 or 5 and under are free. You will need to purchase your tickets online. They will not accept cash at the venue. So the easiest way to do that is to purchase online ahead of time. I have the link on our last page and I'll show you what that looks like and how to do that. A lot of times they do have like a QR code that you could scan at the game if you forgot to purchase tickets, but it's easier to get it done ahead of time. And then just some other expectations, but we do a really good job of this. So we just want to continue to show that pirate pride that we've had all year. So that's the big thing to remember from here. Please make sure that you have your tickets purchased ahead of time so that way you don't run into any hiccups. As far as academics go, report cards were mailed out on the 16th. The athletics department will upgrade or update eligibility. So I've not seen anything from Deanna on that yet. So I don't know when that will be updated. But whenever that gets updated, she'll give me a list of who is eligible and who is ineligible. Team time. So our final team bonding event will be our end of the season celebration. This will be on Friday, January 23rd at 5:30 p.m. in the Perch Commons. So in addition to celebrating the season, we'll be having a potluck dinner for players and families. So this is not just for the girls to come and have some snacks. We want everybody to be there because we all sacrificed and had a part in this season being the success that it was and the growth that all of our players experienced. This will also be when gear will be turned in and your girls will be cleared. So please make sure that you have all the necessary stuff. As far as the link for the potluck, there is a link to the Sign Up Genius that I will be showing you in just a minute as well. So here's what you will need to turn in. These are the items that you will need. Please make sure that you wash and turn in the following items: your reversible uniform top, your reversible uniform bottom. You either had a white and gray pity, or if you had an old jersey, an old game jersey that matched up with your game jersey number, you have a game jersey. So whichever one of those you use for practice is the penny. You need to make sure that you have that. You should have a black shooting shirt and an orange shooting shirt. If possible, please return them in the 2-gallon Ziploc bag that we provided that you took them home in at the beginning of the season. If you do not have the 2-gallon bag anymore and you cannot find it, there are a few extra bags, but there's not like there's enough for everyone to get a new bag. So please make sure that you are getting that stuff turned in. As far as other info, so hopefully a lot of those big questions were answered earlier. So again, as far as purchasing tickets goes, here is the link. Here's how it kind of works. So it's through GoFan. If you went to any of the football games, it's the same thing. When you click on the link, it will show you all the options for games that are going on in Platt Purchase. You're going to go to Tuesday PPMS Girls B-Ball Tournament Day 1. You click buy your tickets. You put in how many you need, and then you kind of go from there. But again, we've all kind of bought stuff online and bought tickets online. You will have to repeat that process for Wednesday. My suggestion would be to buy them the same time so you're not trying to remember to do it 2 days. And like I said, my suggestion would be to get that done early so that way you don't have to worry about it. As far as the bracket itself, it's a pretty simple bracket. It's just a 4-team bracket. Team on the top will wear white and is the home team. So as you see, we are at the top of the bracket. So we will always be in our home whites with our orange shooting shirts. As you see, our first game is going to be Tuesday the 20th at 4 p.m. We will be playing Lakeview. If we beat Lakeview, we go on to the championship side of the bracket. Then we would play Wednesday the 21st at 5 p.m. in the late game for the championship. And we would either play Brittany Hill or Liberty, whichever team wins their bracket. If we do not defeat Lakeview, we will go to this side of the bracket. We will play in the 4 p.m. game, and we will play the loser of Brittany Hill and Liberty. Once our game is over, you are released to go. Well, once we kind of do our post-game debrief and all of that. If you're able to stay for the second game, that would be great because then you'll get an opportunity to see the team that we are playing. But it is not mandatory. It is not a requirement. But I think that would be helpful just from a understanding basketball standpoint. But once our game is over and we have made sure that we've cleaned up our areas and had our post-game talk, you will be released. So if you cannot stay, that is okay. If you can stay, that is okay too. Thank you to the parents who let me know that the link for the Sign Up Genius was not active. It is active now. So if you click on that link, you will see the different things. So we've got drinks, salads and sides, main courses, desserts. And then this other category is, let's say that you signed up for a main course, but you're like, you know what, I can bring some drinks too because the drinks were already filled. This is just extra spots if you wanted to bring something else. So again, please sign up. We want to try to bring as much as we can because many hands make light work. So once again, that's kind of what's going on with this week. Big things, no practice this week. Tuesday, Wednesday games, Friday potluck. So sorry this message was a little bit longer than the other ones, but I just wanted to make sure that we had clarity about what was going on with our postseason tournament. Like I said, we'll be the home team for the whole tournament. So white uniforms, orange shooting shirts. And as always, go Pirates.